Right now, when will the sun return to help melt all the snow? Jacob shares in his first warn forecast. Plus, there's been a tie in the race for an open Rock County supervisor seat. How election officials plan to break the tie. And we check in with travelers at Dane County Regional Airport after an equipment issue forced some flights to delay and divert. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. Well, after we saw all that snow yesterday, today, much quieter, but the temperatures remain chilly. The winds are picking up a bit. The alert day has ended, but there might be a few flakes falling overnight. As for its impact on the morning commute, meteorologist Jacob Madison has the answer in our first warn forecast. Jacob?
Yeah, I don't expect to see too many impacts, although during the morning commute, snow might be falling at kind of a moderate pace. But as I mentioned, I don't expect to see really any accumulation. Now, looking at the current radar, mostly dry right now. There are a few locations seeing some light flurries, and overall, that will be the forecast throughout the night. Now, as we take a look further out at this entire system, you can see the low pressure just like to the southwest, or southeast rather, of Chicago. And because it's going to just take its time to move off to the east, and the winds will be kind of coming out of the east-northeast, it's going to bring some snow back into our area for tomorrow morning, but we're not going to see a lot of it. Now, I want to talk about some of the snowfall we have seen so far. Northern and northeastern counties have reported around 8 inches, even over 8 inches for a few locations, and there were scattered reports of around 6 inches. So there were plenty of areas that saw quite a bit of snowfall, but a lot of that has actually melted. Now, there is still some standing snow out there, but not on the roads, and I noticed on some parts of Madison pretty much have no snow even on the grasses already. So this snow is going to melt pretty quickly, should be gone by the weekend, although temperatures aren't going to be very warm. I'll talk more in detail through the forecast a little bit later.
All right, Jacob, a snow-covered localizer was to blame for several delayed and diverted flights at Dane County Regional Airport last night. And our Catherine Merck talked to some travelers and shows us how they were trying to keep in mind the folks who were helping them get where they need to go.
That's all I want is sunshine and pool water.
I've been in Arizona all week, and so waking up to the text yesterday of like winter storm, I was like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that checks out.
Winter weather caused some travelers prepared for sunny skies to soak up the snow.
You know, we boarded and they warned us that there was going to be turbulence because of the weather. And we get on the plane and they explained that we're going to just have to de-ice, which would take an additional 15 minutes, and then apparently we had to wait our turn to de-ice, so that was 15 minutes after waiting, and then eventually we made it up in the air. But
at the Dane County Regional Airport, a snow-covered part of the landing system called the Localizer caused several delays and diverted flights.
I'm meeting friends, and they've been delayed as well, so we'll end up all getting there at the same time or close to it, so it's not too bad.
A few travelers told me though the delays are stressful, they're thinking about the people who are not taking time off from work this week.
I can't imagine what it must be like on their side hearing all the complaints when all they're trying to do is get us from point A to point B.
That was Catherine Merck reporting. The localizer that was covered in snow isn't managed by the airport, but by the FAA. And the airport spokesperson says similar situations have happened in the past during heavy snowstorms. New at 10, authorities in Beaver Dam say heavy snow and poor weather caused a branch to snap, landing on a moving vehicle and injuring the driver. Police say it happened yesterday. That driver expected to recover from their injuries. Happened near the intersection of Prospect Avenue at Cleveland Street. No other injuries were reported. 2 candidates running for a seat on the Rock County Board of Supervisors tied in last night's election. Once again, proof that every vote matters. Brandon Buchanan and Lori Marshall received 190 votes apiece in the race for District 11 supervisor. It makes up some of the city and town of Beloit. So what comes next? Well, a board of canvassers will verify those results next week. And if it's still tied,
then by state statute, we actually randomly either flip a coin, draw a name out of a hat. We randomly choose who the winner is.
After that, the election would be certified, but it is possible the losing candidate could ask for a recount. Also new, the next superintendent of the Madison School District, Dr. Joe Gothard, will begin with the district on May 20th. An email from the district's deputy superintendent confirmed Gothard's start date for us tonight. He's currently the superintendent in St. Paul, Minnesota. His last day there is May 20th. Dr. Gothard will be in Madison next week, however, to begin the start of his transition to leading the district. The results of last night's school referendum races will leave lasting impacts for local students, staff, and parents. 91 districts statewide had referendums on the ballot as they face rising costs. About half those referendums that we currently have results for failed, and that includes one in the Beloit district where the superintendent is looking at the options.
And unfortunately, again, of course, we weren't successful last night. but at the same time, we still have those needs that we have for our students. And that's something that we'll have to, of course, address here in the next few months.
Well, that was an operational referendum in Beloit. It covers the district's general expenses. Other districts like River Valley had capital spending referendum on the ballot to improve specific buildings. The state Supreme Court refusing to weigh in on district maps. The maps would affect a possible recall election for Republican Assembly Speaker Robin Vos. The Wisconsin Elections Commission asked the court to rule on which boundaries would be used in such a recall, the ones created before this year's redistricting or the new ones. Now, the new maps don't take effect until November. The court made a unanimous ruling today, which pointed back to its December ruling. That ruling states the old maps are unconstitutional and should not be used at any time in the future. This order leaves the question of which maps should be used for any recall or special elections up in the air. And Dane County Exec Joe Parisi officially down to exactly 1 month left on the job now. His office announcing today that his retirement will take effect on Friday, May 3rd. He's led the county since 2011. He announced last fall he'd be retiring in May, but didn't give a specific date. Voters will get the chance to elect a successor to Parisi later this year. Well, new at 10, a group of 5 people were arrested early this morning by Lafayette County authorities at a Gratiot gas station. Deputies received a call from someone reporting 2 suspicious vehicles. They said the group was doing drugs in their vehicles. 4 men and a woman were arrested on a variety of charges. 4 of them are now facing drug charges. A growing number of cattle herds in the U.S. are being affected by bird flu, and that has led to the second ever known human case in the country. It's according to the CDC. Fortunately, there has been no human-to-human spread, but there have been sporadic cases of people sharing the bird flu in other parts of the country. The risk considered low because when humans catch the virus, it's typically in those who have close contact with sick animals. While southern Wisconsin dealt with all that snow last night, other parts of the country saw severe storms, leaving behind a major trail of damage. Look at what's left of the classroom after storms hit Proctorville. That's in southern Ohio along the Ohio River. Parents in the district say all of the students, fortunately, were on spring break. Also northwest of Knoxville in Sunbright, Tennessee, downed power lines and rooftops were torn off homes and businesses. Tornadoes were also reported in Alabama, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, and Ohio. These storms have now been responsible for at least 2 deaths so far. In Baltimore, cleanup efforts from the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse were paused as storms move through that area tonight. Officials say as soon as there's a break in the weather, a crane is ready to lift a 350-ton section of the bridge. They'll also begin lifting undamaged containers off the ship's bow.
We need to lift those undamaged containers off to give us space to safely operate, to begin to plan to remove portions of the bridge that are also now embedded into the ship.
Crews have cleared and marked 2 temporary channels now in the Patapsco River for commercial vessels. Recovery teams are still trying to reach the bodies of 4 construction workers who are presumed to have died in the collapse last week. Well, it has been a little over 24 hours now since Taiwan experienced its strongest earthquake in a quarter century. At least 9 people died when a magnitude 7.4 quake struck the island nation's east coast. More than 900 people were hurt. The quake has been followed by 29 aftershocks, now greater than a magnitude of 4.0. And those aftershocks are hampering rescue efforts. Despite hitting Taiwan's east coast, the quake could be felt on the other side of the country. Ivan Watson in Taipei showing us more of the damage.
Just before 8 a.m. on Wednesday, the ground in Taiwan starts to shake. The island rocked by the most powerful earthquake to hit Taiwan in a quarter century.
Okay, big one.
In the capital, Taipei, CNN photojournalist John Meese tries to protect his wife and children as the walls of their home lurch back and forth. An earthquake has just hit, announces the anchor of this morning news show as she struggles to stay on her feet. But the worst damage is at the epicenter, in the rugged mountains of Hualien County on the island's east coast. The 7.4 magnitude earthquake triggers massive landslides. Authorities say several people were killed by falling rocks. In the town of Hualien, apartment buildings on the verge of collapse. Emergency workers in action. Authorities say they've rescued scores of people from toppled buildings and highway tunnels. But more than 900 people have been injured, and rescue teams are still trying to reach others trapped high in the mountains. The work has continued in Hualien throughout the night. No one's left inside this building, says this firefighter. He adds, people are frightened. There are constant earthquakes here, says this woman. I've lived here 50 years and never felt one so big. It's really scary. People in Taiwan are accustomed to feeling the earth shake, but rarely with this much destructive force. Ivan Watson, CNN, Taipei.
President Joe Biden says he is, quote, outraged and heartbroken after the deaths of 7 aid workers in Gaza. He sharply criticized Israel for the deadly airstrike, saying it is not doing enough to protect civilians. The 7 who lost their lives worked for the World Central Kitchen, the organization founded by famed chef Jose Andres. The Israeli military says the deadly airstrike was a mistake that followed a misidentification at night. President Biden says Israel's investigation must be swift and its findings must be made public. Still to come at 10, the Carbone Cancer Center turns 50 this weekend. Ahead, how it's hosting an open house to celebrate a half-century of being one of the top cancer centers in America.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the Best Evening Newscast by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
Now at Menards, get an 11% rebate on all of your automotive needs. Valvoline High Mileage Motor Oil is a synthetic blend for vehicles with 75,000 miles or more. Pick up a 5-quart jug for $18.99 after rebate. Get superior engine protection with Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic Motor Oil. It helps maintain fuel efficiency and provides advanced protection from wear, friction, heat, and deposits. Get a 5-quart jug for $22.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough. See your Ford dealer today and celebrate leadership with special offers on Ford F-Series.
They say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, they are correct.
Enjoy one of our tasty bagel sandwiches paired with a caramel frappe.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Pick and Save always gives you more ways to save on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Pick and Save app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons and earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. With a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
With Sweeto Metal Roofing, you get quality metal roofs installed by the best in the business. A metal roof means no fading, no storm repairs, true sustainability, and lower energy bills.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Welcome to Dwellings.
Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is taking you beyond the barometer. Email your weather-related questions to firstwarn@wisctv.com, and our team of meteorologists will give you the answers on News 3 Now, live at 4. You're watching News 3 Now at 10, moving forward.
All right, more than $1 billion up for grabs in tonight's Powerball drawing. The winning jackpot number is drawn at the top of the hour, and there they are, 11, 38, 41, 62, 65. Your Powerball 15. The estimated $1.09 billion jackpot is the 9th largest in U.S. history. A winner can choose to spread it over the years or take a lump sum, $527 million. That's about $291 million in Wisconsin after taxes. If there is no winner, the next drawing set for Saturday night. Another streaming service is raising its prices. A new report from Bloomberg says Spotify has plans to increase costs. The individual plans will go up by $1. Family plans will increase $2. There will also be new pricing tiers, including the possibility of a service that offers higher audio quality. As for when to expect the new prices to kick in, it'll happen sometime later this year. Brief outage tonight affected users of certain Apple products like Apple TV, Apple Music, and the App Store as well. It's since been fixed. Users reported seeing failure to connect messages while trying to update or install their apps, stream some shows, or play music. The outage happened just after a similar one briefly took down the global messaging app WhatsApp. Some cell service in Miami may have been impacted early in the day by a man who was posing as a T-Mobile worker climbing a cell tower. Police say the company called authorities when they realized the man was impersonating one of their employees. A T-Mobile worker told police they found the tower shut off. The worker says the man tried to convince them to climb up and enjoy the view. He was seen throwing objects off the tower. They finally brought him down after about 4 hours, and he was detained. Back here in Wisconsin, the snow on the ground should all be gone by next Saturday. That's when the Dane County Farmers Market opens on the square. That first Saturday market on the square officially set for April 13th. We don't have to tell you how great it is. Considered America's largest producer-only farmers market for a reason. You can support hundreds of local vendors from 6:15 in the morning till 1:45 in the afternoon. Saturday on the square runs from April 13th through November 9th. The UW Carbone Cancer Center, considered one of the top cancer hospitals in the country, and this weekend it'll be celebrating its 50th anniversary. The center will be hosting an open house Sunday afternoon. Anyone interested can attend inside the Health Sciences Learning Center on Highland Avenue. There you'll be able to go on laboratory tours, see exhibits on certain types of cancers and the work being done to treat them, and learn from oncologists. The open house is meant to showcase the amazing resource that is the Carbone Cancer Center.
Really just kind of trying to show off who we are, that this is really in our own community here in Madison, a leading cancer center in the nation.
It'll go from noon until 4 on Sunday. Well, ahead of Monday's solar eclipse, a reminder to not look directly at the sun as it could cause permanent damage to your vision. The only time it's safe to look without specialized eye protection, they say, is when the moon completely blocks the sun, but that only lasts for a few minutes. You don't have to worry about that if you have appropriate eclipse viewing glasses. An eye doctor we spoke with says some people may consider using a normal pair of sunglasses, but that will not do enough to protect your eyes.
You know, sometimes a question comes up, oh, I have sunglasses, and when I drive every day, I can just wear these sunglasses, but here, the sunglasses don't help, and so that could cause damage to your retina.
Now, you're also advised against using any cameras, binoculars, or telescopes to view the eclipse unless you've met with an astronomer who can give you the proper advice on which filters are needed. To find a pair of solar glasses near you, you can look for this story linked to channel3000.com. Time for another check of your First Warn forecast. Here's meteorologist Jacob Madison. Jacob?
Thanks, Eric. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know going forward. We are going to continue to see some flurries overnight into Thursday. Some sprinkles may also mix in with the flurries. And then we're going to be dry for your Friday and Saturday with, in general, cool temperatures going forward. Here's a look at the current radar. Mostly dry right now, but there are a few flurries here and there. That will continue during the overnight hours. Not a big chance of any precipitation. But I also want to point out that there is a flood watch and flood warnings in effect for portions of Greene and Rock counties. Now, the flood warnings are for Turtle Creek and Sugar River, since those waters have risen above the flooding threshold, and this possibly could get worse as the snow melts. But thankfully, places near Rock County didn't see that much snowfall, especially in southern Rock County. But just be aware that these are in effect until Sunday, so there will be a flooding concern for the rest of this week through the weekend. Now, looking at the precipitation forecast, mostly dry throughout the night, but then later in the morning, kind of after sunrise, we are going to see one more round of snowfall move through our area. Could be moderate at times, but we're not expecting to see any accumulation from that snow. And then as we get to the afternoon tomorrow, as temperatures warm up, we may see some light sprinkles, also some light flurries. But after that morning snowfall, precipitation will be very light tomorrow, although it will remain breezy and it will remain chilly. Now, as we get into Thursday night, all the precipitation looks to clear out of our area, maybe some lingering sprinkles or flurries. Cloudy to start Friday, but then we are going to see partly sunny to mostly sunny skies by the time we get to the evening. and Saturday is looking very sunny as well. So snowfall going forward will be very light. Our entire area will see less than an inch. A few locations may not see really any snowfall going forward, and this also could be our last chance of snow for the season. So can't say that for sure, but this may be our last snowfall graphic, at least accumulation graphic that we'll be showing until next season. But again, can't say that for sure. Now looking at the current wind gusts, we're still seeing those wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour off to the west. Not too bad for Madison and areas to the east, and it will get better throughout the night for western areas. But as we get into the day tomorrow, we are going to continue to see breezy conditions, although the breezy weather won't be as bad as it is today, or rather was today. It also will get better throughout the day tomorrow. As we get into Friday, it will continue to get better, and then by the time we get to Saturday, it won't be a factor at all. So here's a look at the temperature forecast during the next 7 to 10 days. It is going to be chilly through the rest of this week. We'll see those temperatures struggling to reach 50 degrees for the weekend, and then as we get towards next week, though, we are going to see those high temperatures back up near 60. But we do have a good chance of rain Sunday into Monday, and then again Wednesday and Thursday. So we're going to continue this kind of rainy trend, but the temperatures aren't going to be impacted too much from the rainfall next week. So for the rest of this week, highs near 40 for Thursday and Friday, upper 40s for Saturday and Sunday, although Saturday shouldn't be too bad with the sunshine and really no wind on Saturday, and then near 60 for high temperatures for really all of next week starting Monday.
And coming up in sports, Greg Gard has an opening on his coaching staff. The longtime assistant coach who's leaving Madison. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
This is me, and this was my stubborn body fat. My name's Adrian, and Sonobello changed my life. Sonobello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and they permanently removed my body fat in just 1 visit. After having 2 kids, my body, it changed a lot. I tried everything to lose the fat, but nothing seemed to work.
Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, back, chin, and more.
I've seen such dramatic results. My tummy is gone, my double chin is gone, and my hourglass shape is back. This was the mommy makeover that I deserved.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-357-3263 or go to sonobello.com.
These are real people seeking solutions to real problems.
I have plantar fasciitis.
Pain with my feet, my knees. Feet, knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports.
I definitely feel the heel-to-toe walk.
I'm not feeling any pain, especially in my heel. That's where I always feel it.
I don't feel the knee pain. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Oh, you're a blessing in disguise.
Try them for yourself with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
.com.
Since Wisconsin's season ended in the first round of the NCAA tournament, it's been a wild 2 weeks for Greg Gard. The program has lost 5 players to either the transfer portal or the NBA draft, and now he's losing an assistant coach. After 7 years on the Badger bench, Dean Oliver is moving on from the program. Oliver calling his time in Madison an honor and a privilege, and said his experiences as a Badger will stay with him forever. Meanwhile, fresh off a run in the WNIT, Marissa Mosley is losing a key piece to her team as she builds her program up. Sanaya Copeland has entered the transfer portal and will play basketball elsewhere. The sophomore guard averaged 30 minutes and 7 points per game for the Badgers this season. Bucks looking to bounce back after Tuesday's embarrassing loss to the Wizards, taking on the Grizz. 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists from Giannis. The board and dish to Bobby Portis puts the Deer up 2 in the fourth, but Milwaukee had no answer for Jaren Jackson Jr. Game-high 35 points from him, including that slam. Bucks lose their second straight, 111-101. Jake Chaney is coming off a fantastic junior year. The Badger inside linebacker finished second on the team in tackles, but entering his senior season, Chaney is taking on a new role in the room. Gone are Muma Jongmeta and Jordan Turner, making him the most experienced inside linebacker for the Badgers. And with experience comes leadership, a role that's new to him, but one he's tackling this spring.
You know, when I first got back, it was kind of weird. You know, I've been with Muma, JT, Tatum, Sanborn, my whole career here. And, you know, all of a sudden we go to the meeting, they're gone. And, you know, now you're looking, how am I going to build a relationship with these guys in such a short span of time?
Last year, to be honest, you had to sort of push him towards leadership. You had to sort of push him to feeling like he's the dude or one of the dudes. And now he's carrying himself that way.
Yeah, no kidding.
Brewers looking for their second sweep of the season, and Jackson Churio was doing his part. 5th inning, Crew up 2-1, and he sends a blast to center field for his first career big league home run. Check out how Willie Adames and Pat Murphy celebrate him. The old silent treatment. Well, that was the good, the bad. The Twins used a 5-run 7th to take the lead and win the game. Brewers fall 7-3. We're back after this.
Mike Super, Magic and Illusion, America's Got Talent finalist, winner of NBC's Phenomenon, leaving audiences speechless. Now you can see Mike Super live. Saturday, June 15th at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster. A show for the whole family to enjoy this Father's Day weekend. Mike Super, Magic and Illusion at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Your odds are better here.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. Like 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. Experience it all on America's largest and fastest 5G network. So switch to T-Mobile now and get 2 lines of unlimited for only $30 a line.
It's better over here.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. Trust your home with RG Heating and AC.
Have Medicare and Medicaid? iCare's dual eligible special needs plans offer an $1,800 annual allowance for eligible groceries and more. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. Whether you're ready to work in the yard, tackle a project, or enjoy family time, we get you the right products at the right prices. Right now, Rewards members get a free $10 gift card with $100 spent on estate lawn fertilizer, like Estate Crabgrass Preventer, $32.99. 20% off select Fizzcar's garden and hand tools, and 35-pound bags of Blaine's Golden Harvest bird food, just $12.99. We get you outdoors because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
The Friends of the Middleton Performing Arts Center present the Texas Tenors live in concert. Don't miss an exciting evening with the award-winning trio who are celebrating their 15th anniversary tour. One night only, Saturday, April 13th. Tickets on sale now at friendspac.org.
Fresh out of Papa Murphy's kitchen, the limited time triple pep pizza.
Actually, it's fresh out of my oven.
Dad, it's just an expression.
Giant, classic, and mini cup pepperoni? Now that is an expression.
Order the triple pep today.
Susan Simon, News 3 Now at 4 and 5, weekdays moving forward.
Tonight. Turn to your hymnals. Bing, 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 bing.
Colbert's New with Gillian Anderson plus Saniqua Martin Green. Tonight on CBS.
Well, one of Disneyland's oldest attractions will be removing its noisy, gas-powered engines by going electric. Autopia opened with the park way back in 1955, and since its opening, riders have gotten into miniature gas-powered cars to steer them through the racetrack there. But now, as part of Disneyland's goal of net zero emissions by 2030, the attraction will replace the current engines with alternative fuel sources. No timeline was given for when that project will happen. Autopia also, many of you know, is located at Magic Kingdom at Disney World. They are not making changes to the Florida version just yet. Now, if you've been to the Florida version, it's like more gas fumes at that ride than anywhere in America.
I always make fun of that ride because I went there a few years ago, and it's just like,
you might have been a little old for that.
It's just like way too slow.
Yeah, you might have been a little. Yeah. Once you get your driver's license, it's not so fun anymore.
Yeah.
Let's get a final check of the forecast.
Yeah, let's take a look at the 10-day forecast. We're going to have high temperatures struggling to reach 50 through Sunday, but then we'll have highs near 60 for Monday through Saturday of next week. Could see a little bit of a mix tomorrow, but for the most part, we're not going to see a ton of precipitation, but it'll be pretty light if it does fall. And then a good chance of rain Sunday, and then again Wednesday and Thursday of next week.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10, folks. Have a great night.